What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hot Radio Shout In. As always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Big Galaxy of Ghetto Mafia. What the hell's going on, Wick?
Oh, man, I'm just loving life today. It's Thursday. Look at it. Pretty out there today, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, no. It done rained the last few days, but now it's going down out here in these streets.
Ain't a cloud in the sky. I might walk down Peachtree and play my hand flute.
Oh, hell no.
What I'm saying?
No,
like,
you ain't got no hand flute, man.
I do.
Yes,
I might. Y'all catch me at 5 Points a little bit later.
Oh, hell
I'm giving a concert outside of 5 Points with my new hand flute album. I meant to tell you that. I'm making the announcement.
I hope you got a cup on the floor next to your ankle, too.
I'm making an announcement today that I'm doing a hand flute album. So we're going to have the flute album with Dre. We're going to have my hand flute album. Hopefully, what I'm seeing is me and Dre do a collab. A collab.
That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen, Wicked. You know that shit.
I'm thinking so. I'm going to reach out. All I can do, Mom said closed mouth don't get fed. I'm going to ask.
Okay, then.
Hey, Dre, can I do the album?
Don't even wait
can I do
your
the
time,
hand flute, and you do the flute, and we drop this thing on out there?
I mean, on another note, though, in trending topics, though, Wick, you know, Nelly, he was recently chopping it up out here in these streets, and he said that his time when he was dropping his music was the hardest and most difficult time to be successful in hip-hop between that 1999 and 2004, 5 era. You know, that was the most difficult time to be successful in hip-hop. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I don't think so. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. You know, we had Ali come up here. He a friend of the shows. Ali? You know what I'm saying? The whole St. Lunatics all.
That's right. Hell, Gip a whole St. Lunatic on the side.
He sure was. He sure was. But I'm going to have to respectfully disagree. And I'm going to say that, and not just because I was in that era, I did my small part in that era, but I'm going to have to say from 92 maybe to like 99. You know, we talking Jay-Z Hard Knock Life up in that thing.
Yeah.
I think we talking about Riding Dirty with UGK.
My God.
I think we might be talking about Master P Ice Cream Man.
That's right.
That whole the 8 Ball and MJGs.
Yeah.
Not to mention Snoop and all them out on the West Coast.
And see, my thing is during that time, but now during that other time too with Nelly, them, it was a well-rounded time as well because Nelly was from the Midwest doing his thing. So.
Yeah, but we had you got Nas, man. You had that early 90s to late 90s, that little 7-8 year. Them 90s was hell.
And I agree with you.
We talking Ghetto Boy. We talking Scarface was on top of his shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I look back, I could probably say that Too Short.
Short Dog.
E40.
40 Water. The Click.
I mean, I'm missing a lot.
Really the foundation of hip-hop.
Outkast, your favorite group. What album was that out in '96 that they dropped?
ATL.
Was that ATL?
Yeah, ATL.
I would have to disagree with Nelly saying that his era from 2000 or whatever was the hardest era.
But
don't get me wrong, he had
Nelly, Jay-Z, Eminem,
Jay from our era.
But he still was dropping records at that time.
Well,
in
that case, then a lot of people. In that case, are we talking about when people first came out, when you first born?
No, we're talking about the quality of content
when you were
trying
first
to be number
born
one
in the 90s. These groups that were born in the early 90s to late 90s, they still making music right now. It don't mean that they in this era. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne's still dropping an album, but even with your podcast partner Turk, them all that was the 90s. Cash Money Millionaires, the 90s. 3-6 Mafia, the 90s. Sipping on Scissor. What are we talking about here?
All of that stuff still bled over into the 2000s. So imagine this.
But it's when you were born. Man.
When you was born, the music it bled over past 2000. So you looking up, you got all of them artists, 3-6 Mafia, Cash Money.
They came from the 90s.
But you had them right there. Then now you got Jeezy, Gucci,
without telling me the date. Okay, I was born in 1982.
That's right.
Okay, that's when I was born.
That's right.
Okay, so that's what I'm a 80s baby. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter. You're gonna say, well, you're a 2000 baby because you were still alive doing stuff in 2000. When was I born? When was these groups born? Not what they're doing, when don't bled over to 2005, 6, 7, 8. When did Master P come out? When did this person come out? When did that person come out? When did this person come out? The best time was the Cash Money No Limit. We're talking about Tupac and Biggie. We're talking about Death Row against Bad Boy in all of that. That was the biggest.
Let me explain it to you though, Wick, because see, I'm about to snap on you so hard.
Okay.
See, you want to say you were 80s baby. So Michael Jordan was drafted in the 80s.
Okay.
But he made his stain in the 90s. So you can't just say that he's an 80s player. You got to still bring him into the 90s. So now you got all of the folks from the 90s. They bled over into the 2000s. So you got to compete with the folks from the 90s and the new folks coming out in the 2000s.
But that ain't what he said.
That's what he was saying. It was difficult.
He said it was the most difficult. Now it was everything is difficult.
Think about all of that. It's so many more people there. But was probably the most artists going crazy from the 99 to 2005 than probably any other time in hip hop.
I want to
because
agree with
all of them artists from the 90s they made it to 99
man,
and 2000.
Come on, man. We talking about Tupac and just Big alone. That just East Coast, West Coast, man. It was the biggest. That's the hardest time to get a record off. Nelly couldn't have got a record off in 1994, 95, 96. A good record with Pac and Big. None of us all could.
You know, it's getting hot in here right now, okay? Yeah. It's starting to get hot in here right now, and I need you to bring it back down, sir. Nelly was what to 2000s, but LL Cool J was to the 90s, and I ain't gonna let you take that from me.
We talking Busta Rhymes, we talking the Fugees, the list goes on and on and on with the groups that came out from 90 to 1999. To me, that was the hardest era. And I ain't even talking about because I was the greatest. I'm talking about, but seriously, all the groups, I mean, Eminem's, even, come on.
Jay-Z started running fast in the 2000s. Outkast hit you with the Love Below. Speaker Box and the Love Below in the 2000s. So imagine having to compete against Outkast at their peak. Imagine about having to compete against Jay-Z at his peak. And then all of these new artists.
What's the Love Below? I'm
Speaker
talking
Box
about
and Love Below sold $1 billion.
It might have sold Ice Baby sold more records than anybody. What the hell does something sold got to do something?
Now it means that album was damn good, sir.
It means that they got bigger as they went.
So imagine trying to sell a record and they selling up all the records.
So you telling me Love Below and all that is better than Equiminize, better than ATL?
Is the greatest Outkast album ever made.
Okay, so it didn't sell more than Equiminize didn't sell more than Love Below?
Exactly. So commercially speaking, if you try to sell a record and Outkast took over the damn market.
You just looked me in my face and said what mattered was what sold. How many that sold? That's what you just said.
Nelly sold Diamond, sir.
I don't care if Nelly did 2 times Diamond. What I'm saying is the era of 1990 all the way up to, and if you want to talk about something bled over, okay, I'm going to shut you down there.
Come on,
since we want to go at, Nelly, see, he had to compete.
What you better not ever do is disrespect Nelly in front of me, because when Nelly came in, he changed the game and he saved hip-hop.
Okay, so look. So he had to compete with all of us in the 90s and then the new stuff in the 2000s,
That's right?
Well, what about all the groups in the late 80s, all the Run DMCs? No.
Okay, so you were saying that Sugar Hill Gang was giving you hell.
NWA came out, Ice-T was out. What you talking about? We was already popping.
It was 5 rappers back in the 80s
Man,
that bled over into the 90s.
The Ghetto Boys was out. It was already popping. What the point I'm making is those groups bled over to the 90s. We gonna be able to bleed some of the 90s to the 2000s. Why can't we bleed some of the late 80s into the 90s?
Well, it's still more artists from the 90s bleeding over into the 2000s than the
but
late 80s going over into the...
But it was hard. What the man said is he thinks it was harder to get his stuff off. It wasn't hard to get his stuff. It wasn't harder to get it off. The 90s was a hellified era, man. The people will tell you, be high.
Hey, we gonna just go ahead and leave this in the comments then. Y'all need to answer these questions in the comments. What was the hardest era in hip hop to be successful in?
Right.
Was it the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, right now?
Right.
I mean, because you know, some folks might say it might
It'd
be
be right now.
Yeah,
right. I
it's
get
so
it. I get it. I get it. Well, I'm riding with, because I'm from the 90s era, and I firsthand saw the greatness of No Limit, Cash Money Millionaire.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw Bad Boy. I saw,
My
you know
God.
what I'm saying? I saw Death Row. You know, we saw that. Those were the biggest movements. You know, you might got now what we got your boy Gotti maybe doing a little movement.
Yeah.
Nigga, we talking Cash Money, No Limit, Bad Boy, and Death Row. That shuts it
And
down
Dungeon
right
Family.
there.
Don't you ever leave the Dungeon Family out of
that goes
conversation.
without saying.
And what about Wu-Tang?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, that's 90s.
And it bled over into the 2000s.
Yeah.
Tell us how y'all feel, man. Be High Radio Shout and OG Gangsta Wicked.
Yes, sir.
I'll let y'all in a minute, man. We gone.